When I did my results video, I was very close to getting a first. One would say extremely close. And it was one single class that brought my grade down. So what I decided to do was send it off for a clerical check. Now, a clerical check isn't like a remark. I don't know why we can't have a remark, but we can't have a remark. So I sent it off for a clerical check. Because, you know, I'm sitting here and I am convinced I didn't do 58% bad. So I gathered my thoughts and then I decided to go and send it off for a clerical check where I think they check for missing pages. The likelihood of there being missing pages is extremely low because I submitted it online. And in my hand right now I have the results. Further to your request for a clerical check, another member of staff, blah, blah, blah. Basically, 58% it is. Now let me demonstrate just how close I was. Now, you can see here at this side we got a 2-1 and we got all the percentage going up to 70 to get a first. And you can see where I landed compared to the goal. So close. You know what, I used to look at people and be like, damn, I would hate to be the guy that was 1% off a first. I can never imagine that being me. Turned out to be me. Yo Dave, come mine. Cool, see you in a bit. Also, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. And you know what the worst thing is when people ask me what did I get in my degree? And I tell them 69%. How you doing, Dave?
What, boys?
But Dave, tell me what's new?
Nothing, mate. Wrote my CV. I find it really hard to be productive nowadays.
Oh, you know what this is, right?
It's a chalkboard.
Tell me what's going on here.
Your result. Do you know, yeah, I don't know what your uni is. Have they told you it's a 2-1?
Yeah.
I was about to say, because in my uni, if you get 69.5, you get...
Oh, it's a 69.5 though? Yeah, I think I got 69.2, so it's...
well, you fucked it, didn't you?
That's right.
Oh, God!
Yeah, you know, look at it. Look how far I came. I came all the way up here.
Yeah.
I missed it.
To be fair, if you got a first, it'd be very impressive because... Well,
Because what?
No.
You got a first though, didn't you?
I did get a first, yeah.
Is that confirmed?
It's not confirmed, I haven't got my results, but...
Now you might be thinking the confidence on this man to just say he's got a first on a YouTube channel, even though he hasn't got his results back. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But basically, he's got his safety net at a first. Assuming he passes, he should be fine. But when you draw it out, it just looks a bit worse, doesn't it?
It looks so annoying. When you told you the splits, we were just like, I know what I'm going to do.
It's like a funny pose, so it's like... the splits, I don't know why.
Right in the middle of everyone.
If you had to sum up, right, Sheffield in one word, what's the word?
It's not coming to me.
Just one word, Dave. One word.
I actually don't know. I'm trying to think.
What? You know what? Forget it. Forget it.
If you were to sum up York in one word, then what would it be, mate? Don't do it, me.
I would say though, decent. I'd say decent.
Wow. Okay. Good.
After that,
So the 3 years of student vlogs, it's like decent. Yeah. Cool.
Computer science, yeah, what was the hardest thing you had to do for computer science?
Dissertation.
How long did it take you?
Maybe 500, 600 hours.
Yeah, tell us your title.
UML state machine diagrams as annotations for software.
Fun!
It's one of them ones where
Fun
you
stuff.
see it on the choices. You're like, who would ever pick one of them? And I was I did too, and I was getting a half a like, why on earth? Why did I choose?
It sounds very...
No, it is good.
So before we actually jump into this podcast, I wanted to ask you a few questions for student vlogs.
Yeah, mate. You shoot.
What was the one thing that got you through university?
Am I allowed to say it?
Of course.
Study pills, mate.
Study pills.
No, it wasn't that. It was.
Wasn't
No,
that?
no. It was. It was the motivation to succeed and do well. You know, I want to go far in life, so I have to get the results. And also, actually, I tell you what, it was probably enjoying the course. I reckon if I didn't enjoy it, I would not have got anywhere near as far.
Yeah, that's very true.
I enjoyed what I was doing, so when I was working, it didn't feel like work. Whereas before, if I was like in A level, when you do history, every minute you count in like, I wanted to finish this. Whereas this, you like the time flies.
I think that was a problem with me. I was still in the mode of like counting the clock, like, oh, it's almost done, it's almost done, it's almost done. Sheffield University. Some people might be going to Sheffield. What can they expect? Is it good? Is there a few things you change?
So half of my teachers weren't that great. I don't know if that's the same
what are their
for
names?
courses.
Call them out right now, Dave.
I can't really remember. I didn't really go to the lectures if they weren't good.
Oh, damn.
But when you guys come up, they always say that it's their best nightlife they have. That's why they come. They love it. It's their favourite city. I loved it. It's like
We'll get on with the podcast, and I don't know what the rest of the video is, but something.
Yeah, take care.
In my last few videos, I've talked a lot about my results. You know, I've complained a lot about them. I'm gutted. And the reality is it would have been nice to get a first, but I'm not too worked up, although it may seem like I am in the videos. But one thing I found interesting is that when I posted my results video, there was hundreds of nice comments, hundreds of comments saying get it remarked, get it rechecked, and thank you for them. But one thing that really stood out to me was how people were telling me at some universities they scrap and zero weight your lowest grade. Some universities, that if you get 68% above overall and you've got a few firsts in your last year, they just give you a first. And obviously it kind of got me thinking, like, why is there so many different rules for different universities? Now, I completely get the idea that, you know, your institution reflects how hard your degree is. So 2-2 from Cambridge is much better than a first from York because it's Cambridge. So the institution does kind of reflect how hard it is and stuff. So it makes sense that the syllabuses are different and, you know, there's that sort of institutional weight behind your grade and your degree. But in relation to some universities zero weighting certain modules and some, you know, just giving you a first if you got 68% or above, or you had a few firsts in your final year, the more I was thinking about that, the more I was confused. And obviously at the end of the day, I'm only talking about this because I got a 2-1. Why doesn't every university have the same policy for if you're close to a first, then they either bump you up or not? Because to me, having different policies does seem a bit unfair. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just because I got 69% I should get a first. What I'm saying is that I got 69% fair and square. I should definitely keep my 2-1. But other people who on average get below 70 and are somehow being bumped up to a first because of their university's policy, which is different from other universities in the UK. How does that make any sense? Now, obviously, if my university bumped me up, you bet I would not be making this video or talking about it right now. But it was just something that crossed my mind. But let me just say thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know what Skillshare are, then you probably know what Skillshare are. They're basically an online learning platform where you can develop your own creative skills. Skillshare has classes on literally every single topic by teachers like myself. I've done one on YouTube, Premiere Pro, investing. And currently one of my favorite classes is by Hongshu Guo. And he's been teaching me how to use and create motion graphics in After Effects, which is great for YouTube and all of the creative side of things I do in my editing. Recently as well, I've started to learn Spanish on Skillshare, and I think it's a really great way to stay productive during this current period, during the summer holidays. And I find learning new skills really helps me stay relaxed. If you do want to check out Skillshare, they'll be linked in the description down below. And the first 1,000 of you guys to click my link in the description will get 2 months free Skillshare Premium. So make sure you go and do that and check out my classes. Now, in my last video as well, I announced that I was going to drama school. I was going to do a year of study there and then hopefully become an actor afterwards, let's say. And a few questions that kind of popped up was, how worried truly was I about everything being taught online? Because in the video I said, you know what, geez, if it's online, it's gonna be peak. I said, you know what, I've just gotta bite the bullet and go for it because I've already studied for 3 years. I think it's one of them things, like talking on from that, like you can either wait a year, but if you don't wanna wait a year, then you have to bite the bullet. And I'm gonna do that. And an interesting point as well, where people were talking about how if everybody this year defers and waits and does a gap year, obviously university funding will be a bit screwed, blah, blah, blah. But then, or when current year 13s apply to university, it is gonna be very, very competitive. And I didn't really think about that. But yeah, that is true. But I reckon in that situation, universities would definitely expand. And I think the universities need to just come out and say, look, this is what you're gonna miss out on, this is how we're gonna sort it out, this is how we're gonna deal with it. And then I think that would put to rest people like who are thinking of going to university. It put them to rest, you know, their minds at ease. I'm still gonna have events, I'm still gonna have a good time. And then everything would slowly get back to normal. But I don't think, you know, universities announcing nothing and then everything's online is a good way to go about it. So listen, just follow your heart, that's all I can say, okay? Follow your heart. And obviously guys, as lockdown eases and more things start happening, I'm gonna be vlogging outside again more soon. I know I haven't been out much recently in the videos. We're gonna be outside soon, so thank you very much for watching today's video. Leave a like, subscribe down below, and I'll catch you again soon. Anybody could learn to edit in Premiere Pro, and I literally mean anybody, even if you have zero experience of editing before. And in today's class, I'm going to teach you all of the fundamental tools you will need to start editing in Premiere Pro. Now, I'm going to teach you how to be efficient in your editing process, so we're going to look at my workflow. I'm going to teach you all about color grading, boosting volume, reducing it. I'm going to teach you how to add motion graphics, all of this really cool.
All up in my head, that's how I behave. Passing up the same, waking up the same. All up in my head, that that's just how I behave. How I behave. How I behave. How I behave. I don't even know